This is the House of Solidarity. It is covered in rocks from every province and the Northwest Territories. Each side of the house has specialty rocks in cases. The mosaics on the sides of the house all have meanings that relate to nature. The first side is an image of a tree with its roots and the sun. This represents growth, but still staying grounded with our roots. This side has abstract waves representing water. The sun on the roof of this side represents one of the two phases of a day. The third side of the house is of a heron. The heron represents good fortune. The last side is another abstract representation of water. The roof on this side has the moon, which is the other main phase of a day. These are the grade 10 silkscreen prints. The purpose of these prints is to teach the viewer about the First Nations culture and history, and the need for reconciliation. The silkscreen prints correspond to each of the 4 sections of the medicine wheel. The red section represents vision and wholeness, so the prints reflect their values, teachings, and beliefs, and their lives before colonization. The yellow section is for relating to it and understanding it, as the prints depict the story of colonization and the impact of the changes on the people, land, and resources. The black section represents the interconnectedness and knowledge, as the prints reflect the injustices that the Indigenous people are facing today and how the issues relate to their past. Lastly, the white section represents wisdom and a movement to take action, as the prints give messages of hope, strength, and power. Our hope is that as the viewer walks around the medicine wheel, they can receive a deeper understanding of the Indigenous people and a greater awareness of the issues they have faced and are facing today, so that we can move forwards towards a future of reconciliation. We use the medicine wheel as the base of our House of Solidarity because it represents healing, and our project is about reconciliation with the Indigenous people living in Canada. The first direction in the medicine wheel is north. This direction is associated with wind, spirituality, and wisdom. The dream catchers you see here were created by the grade 11 class. Dream catchers in Indigenous culture originate from the story of coming together between the elements: air, earth, water, and fire. Each of the elements played a role in the creation of the dream catcher in order to take away the bad dreams of the village children. This is why we use dream catchers as a symbol of reconciliation. The animals you see hanging from the dream catchers also have symbolic meanings in Indigenous culture. To them, animals carry the same kind of symbolism that certain words can carry to us. This is why we used words and images to convey messages of positivity throughout our work. Once again, this is an example of parts of two cultures coming together in reconciliation to create something beautiful. The north side features the dolomite rock from the Northwest Territories. The north side also features a traveling kindness rock hand-painted by Quebec artist Ginger Laboutier. The second direction in the medicine wheel is east. This direction is associated with the earth and awareness. This project is based off Indigenous myths and legends. The stories were sent to us by Indigenous schools across Canada, and our students illustrated images to go along with them. These images were sent to us from Indigenous youth. These pictures show us parts of Canada that not everyone is able to see and gives us a greater appreciation of our beautiful country. These animal sculptures were created out of clay, a natural resource found in Canada. These animal designs were incorporated into pots to hold vegetation that is symbolic to the Indigenous culture. The east side features gypsum from the Maritimes. The third direction in the medicine wheel is south. This direction is associated to fire and understanding. This side features an installation inspired by Jamie Black's Red Dress Project. It was created to bring awareness about the large number of missing and murdered Indigenous women in Canada. Students of Cardinal Carter, as well as guests at the gallery, were invited to write messages of hope and compassion in red marker to turn the white dress red. The south side features petrified wood and dinosaur bone from Saskatchewan, as well as rose quartz and amethyst from Ontario. The last side in the medicine wheel is west. This direction is associated with water, knowledge, and emotional healing. These watercolor paintings represent the different historic and geographic Aboriginal communities in Canada, such as the Northwest Coast, the Plateau, and the Arctic. Through these landscape paintings, we wanted to communicate the beauty, divinity, and sacredness of nature, and we wanted to call others to be stewards of the earth and to respect the culture that is tied to it. The clay bowls done by the Grade 8 artists pay tribute to the fresh bodies of water in Canada and to the courageous grandmothers who walk the lakes. These women take their bowls of water and pray to the moon to continue blessing them with the gift of water. Water sustains them and connects all living things to each other, so it is valued. The clay salmon chimes were done by the Grade 7 artists. Salmon is highly respected by the Indigenous people because of their willingness to offer themselves up as food to feed the people. Clay was used to create them because clay comes from the earth, which makes it pure. This piece is by artist Grace Swanwick. She used fluid acrylic painting to create an abstract representation of water. The west side features jade from British Columbia.